News headquarters. Join us as RMU Live begins right now.
Well, 5 years ago, the Colonial Theater presented Godspell, a colorfully inventive take on the Book of Matthew. The production was also the first Colonial Theater production in more than a decade on campus. Now, here in 2009, the Colonial Theater is still going strong, and in recognition of 5 years since its revival, what better way to celebrate than with the show that started it all? Last night at RMU's Massey Hall was opening night for the Colonial Theater's revival of Godspell, and the crowd went wild. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to RMU Live. I'm Chris Walker.
And I'm Ed Albert. Thanks for tuning in. Since its revival 5 years ago, the Colonial Theater has produced 25 different shows and become more popular with each passing year. And if you missed last night's opening performance, you still have plenty of time to see it. The show runs through this Sunday with performances starting at 8 p.m. tonight through Saturday night, and then a matinee performance this Sunday at 2 p.m. All performances are held in the Massey Theater. Tickets are available for $10 at the door.
An update now on a story that RMU Live first reported about a fire that broke out last Wednesday at the RMU Island Sports Center. According to our news partners at the Sentry, RMU Public Safety was called to the Clearview Arena just after 7 p.m. last Wednesday. The fire apparently started in a rear storage area, causing some moderate damage. Now, one person did require medical treatment for smoke inhalation. It does, however, appear at this time that the fire was accidental.
With spring just around the corner, Student Life is giving winter one last hurrah. Next weekend, February 27th and 28th, is RMU's Winter Blast. On Friday, there is an RMU alumni and class of 2009 happy hour from 5 to 7 p.m. at the Trivia Pub. Then from 7 to 9, there's an ice skating dance party at the Island Sports Center. And then on Saturday, the men's basketball team takes on Mount St. Mary's at 4 p.m. in the Sewell Center. And then later in Romo's Cafe, Allison Tuesday will perform at 9. For more information on the event, you can contact the Office of Student Life.
And this upcoming Tuesday, RMU will be continuing the tradition of the annual Black History Month luncheon. It's being held in the Sewell Center International Suite from 11 a.m. until 1 p.m. and is free for RMU students. This year's speaker will be Ola R. Jackson, founder of the Onyx Woman Network, a communications company that centers around women of color. Now, if you want to go, make sure you RSVP by tomorrow. That's the deadline with the Office of Student Life. And now here's a look at the week ahead in Black History Month festivities here at RMU. This coming Monday, February 23rd, a free Soul Jam Festival will be held from 11:30 in the morning until 6 o'clock in the evening in Romo's Cafe. Then later that day, a program on the truth and history behind the art of stepping will be held at 9 p.m. in the Nicholson Center Food Court. Then on Tuesday, as we just mentioned, the Black History Month luncheon and awards program will take place. And finally, on Saturday the 28th, don't miss the Salute to Black History Month during the men's and women's basketball game versus Mount St. Mary's at 4:30 p.m. and 7 p.m. in the Sewell Center Arena.
Allegheny County Executive Dan Honorato will be at the RMU Island Sports Center next Saturday, February 28th, for a town hall meeting about Allegheny County's newest park. Plans for the sports and athletic complex at Montour Junction, to be situated on 78 acres across Coriopolis, Moon, and Robinson Townships, will be discussed with the members of the community. The town hall meeting will be from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. at the Island Sports Center's Hat Trick Club. If you are not able to attend the meeting but you would like to make suggestions for the new facility, you can send your comments to executive@alleghenycounty.us.
A cultural controversy in Monroeville is receiving some national attention. Some Muslim students at Gateway High School are now being permitted to wear their traditional scarves, known as keffiyehs, to class. Now, this is after some school officials had imposed a ban on the garments. WTAE's Ari Height has the details.
3 Muslim students walked out of Gateway High School this morning wearing their keffiyehs, their cultural scarves, which are once again okay to wear on campus. But getting to this point wasn't easy.
It's a situation that sort of escalated, and a small thing got out of control.
The students have been wearing their keffiyehs for a while. They represent the Muslim culture. But the problem began last week when one student added something to his outfit.
One of my friends, he made a very stupid decision to wear a shirt that says "Rest in Peace, Israel," and I guess everything blew out of from there.
Jewish students went to the principal, who asked the student to remove the shirt.
My son also took that T-shirt off, and he was apologetic. He understood that he shouldn't have done that.
But then the Jewish students also began protesting the keffiyehs, saying they represented terrorism, which Muslims say they don't.
It just symbolizes a place, a culture. That's it. It's like you wearing your Steelers, stuff.
The principal asked the students to temporarily stop wearing the scarves. He called it a cooling off period. The students agreed, and today they were assured the ban on keffiyehs is over.
I hope he educate more students in the school, what's mean, and what does mean to each person, so nobody will think it's their own way, wrong stuff or something.
But this issue is not entirely resolved. The school is planning a meeting between Muslim and Jewish students so they can resolve any conflict that may still exist. In Monroeville, Ari Height, Channel 4.
Following the passage of President Obama's stimulus package that may include funds for new construction, the Allegheny County Port Authority has decided to continue the North Shore Subway Connector project. An authority committee has recommended adding 2 new contracts, one for subway tracks, power service, and signals, and the other contract for elevators and escalators in the new stations. Both contracts total $552 million, and when complete, the Port Authority's light rail system will be connected to Heinz Field and PNC Park. However, there is no guarantee the stimulus package will provide funding for the project that has gone over budget by millions of dollars. Governor Rendell is calling the project a tragic mistake. The Washington County native that designed what may be an important cancer treatment has died. John Kansas died yesterday morning of pneumonia while still undergoing chemotherapy treatments for leukemia. Kansas' invention has nanoparticles placed into cancer cells and then uses radio waves to heat the particles, which kills the cancer cells and leaves the healthy cells untouched. Doctors in Texas and right here in Pittsburgh are testing this treatment on rats. Kansas was 64. And coming up after the break, President Obama is in Canada and meeting with the Prime Minister.
Plus, we have Josh Elsass here with your local weather forecast. Stay tuned.
Thanks again, sir. I look forward to being an asset to this company.
My pleasure. You'll hear from us in about a week with our decision, okay?
Sounds good. Thanks again.
Wow. That young man has real potential to work here. I guess all we have left to do now is make sure there are no surprises on that face page thing.
Well, I found something I think you'd like to see.
Oh, that's a shame.
True. How'd you interview though?
Oh man, I nailed it. It's in the can.
Hey, come on, man.
Extreme behaviors have extreme costs.
President Barack Obama made his first trip out of the country as president today by visiting the Great White North. Obama met with Canadian Prime Minister Stephen Harper. The two leaders discussed dependence on foreign oil, with the U.S. receiving most of its oil from Canada. They also talked about Afghanistan, NATO, NAFTA trading issues, and the economic stimulus package that has a Buy American clause.
A spokesman for Illinois Senator Roland Burris resigned today after it's been learned that Burris was asked to raise money for ousted Illinois Senator Rod Blagojevich while Burris sought the U.S. Senate appointment. Now, Senator Burris allegedly told Blagojevich's brother Robert in November that it would be inappropriate to raise money because he was interested in running for the Senate seat. Senator Burris, who has filed with the Illinois Senate seat vacated by President Obama, filled the seat, is now being called on to step down amid concerns about how he actually got the job. Now, meantime, amid the controversy, Gibbs remains steadfast in his claim of innocence. With
the troubled economy, experts are now saying that unemployment is on pace to be 0.5%. The Department of Labor reported today that the number of people receiving regular unemployment benefits rose to nearly 5 million for the week ending February 7th. The number of laid-off workers receiving unemployment benefits has jumped to an all-time high near 5 million, while new jobless claims remain well above 600,000. Both figures were worse than expected, and new projections from the Federal Reserve show unemployment rising for the rest of this year. A masked gunman opened fire on the offices of a Greek TV station Tuesday, an incident that Greece's prime minister condemned as reprehensible. Alter TV, a private television station in Athens, was the target, police say. The gunman mounted on two high-powered motorcycles sped by the entrance of the TV station shortly before their primetime newscast, stopping briefly to shoot at a fleet of cars parked within the station's compound. The gunman also threw a small makeshift explosive into the station's offices. Police say that no one was hurt.
And turning now to the weather, I was surprised this morning when I woke up. We had snow out there again.
You know what, I thought the same thing, Chris. But, let's get an update on what's going to happen in the week ahead. So Josh Elsass is here with your local weather forecast. Josh?
All right, hey, thanks, guys. So let's go ahead and take a look at the weather that we were dealing with today. You have 22 as your temperature, 18 degrees Fahrenheit was at your dew point. Your humidity was 59%. Your pressure was at 29.71, and your winds were coming in at a southwest direction at 10 miles per hour. Let's go ahead and look at the almanac now. The actual thing that happened today was 28 degrees is your high, 18 is your low. Normally we have a 40-degree temperature, which would be fantastic right now with a 23% low. And we'd also have a record, which is 70, and our low is -8. All right, let's go ahead and look at the local area. You see Beaver Falls at 29. You see Butler at 20. Kittanning at 22. New Kensington at 22 as well, and Pittsburgh at 31. Let's go ahead and bring that out to a bigger map now. All right, as you see here, you have Erie at 21, Cleveland at 23, Detroit at 24, and Fort Wayne all the way over there at 21. All right, and tonight you can expect snow with 22 degrees. And tomorrow you can be expecting snow with 22 degrees again. Let's go ahead and take a look at our 5-day outlook. As you see on Thursday, 28 degrees is your high with snow, and Friday is also 27 degrees with snow. Saturday, you'll see a peak in your temperatures at 35 with snow, but Sunday, even though it'll be sunny, you will decrease in temperature at 21, and then Monday, it'll peak up to 35, but there will still be snow. Back to you guys at the desk.
All right, thanks, Josh. This time of year, we start to think about spring, but definitely still winter.
Yeah, Sunday, the only day with sun. So, but now we have Matt Davies here with your sports update. Let's let Matt take it away.
Thanks, guys. When we come back, the new $15 million man for the Buccos. An important home game at the Igloo tonight. Can new head coach Dan Bilesma turn things around for the Scuffling Pens? And what has happened to the RMU women's basketball team? We'll look at their latest loss against Quinnipiac. All that and more after this.
Impossible. When you open a book, you can explore new lands, meet new friends, and discover new adventures. There are amazing possibilities when you open your mind to reading. You can log onto the Library of Congress website and let the journey begin.
Global warming. Some say irreversible consequences are 30 years away. 30 years? That won't affect me.
Pittsburgh Pirates today announced that they have agreed to terms with All-Star outfielder Nate McLouth on a 3-year contract with a club option to extend the deal through the 2012 season. McLouth took home National League All-Star accolades during his first full season as a starter in the big leagues in 2008, while also becoming the first Pirates outfielder to be named the Rawlings Gold Glove team for the first time since 1992. Last year, McLouth became just the 7th player in the 122-year history of the club to steal at least 20 bases and hit at least 20 home runs in a season. He also tied for the league lead in doubles. He went 23 for 26 in stolen base attempts and led all National League center fielders with a 997 fielding percentage in 152 games. And for the underachieving Pittsburgh Penguins, the first game under new head coach Dan Bilesma had a familiar result, another disappointing loss. They hope to change that trend tonight against the struggling Montreal Canadiens when they implement Bilesma's aggressive offense. After advancing to the Stanley Cup Finals for the first time since 1992 last season, Pittsburgh, sporting a record of 27, 25, and 6, has been one of the league's biggest disappointments. The puck drops at the Igloo tonight at 7:30 and can be seen on FSN. And the Robert Morris women's basketball team's losing streak hit 4 games with a 74-57 loss to Quinnipiac University in Northeast Conference action at the Charles L. Sewell Center on Sunday afternoon. With the loss, the Colonials fall to 12-14 on the year and 8-6 in NEC play, while the Bobcats improved to 14-9 overall and 7-6 in the conference. Robert Morris looks to upend the recent lackluster play as they will travel to Wagner for a 4 o'clock game on Saturday, February 21st. That's your sporting news, Moon Township. I'm Matt Davies. Now here's a look at today's Hollywood Minute.
Usher's wife, Tamika Raymond, has been released from a Brazilian hospital, according to a hospital spokeswoman. Raymond had been recovering from a heart attack she suffered just before undergoing plastic surgery. People.com quotes the plastic surgeon spokeswoman as saying Raymond was to receive liposuction but had the heart attack while being given anesthesia. The MAG reports the 38-year-old left Monday night, but Usher's rep had no comment. If Heath Ledger wins the Best Supporting Actor Oscar this Sunday, his 3-year-old daughter Matilda will be the eventual owner. The Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences has already determined Matilda will own the statuette after her 18th birthday for her father's portrayal of the Joker in The Dark Knight, that is, if he wins. The 28-year-old Ledger died of an accidental prescription drug overdose last year. Michael Jackson is getting ready to sell more than 2,000 of his personal items in an April auction. Among the things up for sale, Jackson's American Music Award for Thriller, a pair of rhinestone-trimmed socks from 1981, and a basketball signed by Michael Jordan. Julian's Auctions is holding the 5-day sale beginning April 21st. For Hollywood Minute, I'm Brooke Anderson.
We now go to RMU Live's Chris Baginski with commentary on a current event that is pressing, breaking, or even shocking. Now, just remember the views expressed do not reflect the views or opinions of RMU-TV. So here's the Baginski report.
An article in the most recent issue of the Century that said that the Steelers were really America's team, rather than the Dallas Cowboys, who have used that moniker as a marketing slogan for years now. As somebody who was born and spent all 19 years of his life in the city, I'm inclined to agree with that article. After all, terrible towels are found twirling not only all over the country, but also all over the world. And I'm sure we've all seen video of the astronaut up in space with that much-beloved yellow rag. Now it's about time the national media starts treating the team that way. ESPN doesn't seem to like the Steelers very much, often preferring to focus on the Cowboys, who haven't won a playoff game since Jessica Simpson's boyfriend stepped under center, or the Patriots, with the most unlikable head coach and most enviable quarterback in the league. So to ESPN and the rest of the naysayers, it's about time that you start to embrace what is truly America's team.
And, well, Chris, we all knew that it was America's team now, didn't we?
Getting ready for next year
already. Oh, yeah. But that's all the time we have for you today, so thanks for joining us.
Now, Chris and Matt will be back tonight at 9:30 for Colonial Sports Center right here on RMU-TV. For Matt, Chris, and Ed, I'm Chris Walker. Have a great weekend now. Take care, everybody.
Good night.